talk to me.
Lennard Ray. That's
Come
your
on.
name.
Come and talk to
Look.
me. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type, but baby, listen, I'm just saying. We can rule the world, just me and you, if you could play it. Won't you take a chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Look, see, we vibing and you know it's true. Baby, what it do? Do for me and I'ma do for you. No doubt about it, Boosie, I'm a Midwest king, looking for myself a queen. Ready to chase a dream with a dope self-esteem. You finer than all I know, and that's for real. You get to shaking that ass on the floor and I see what's real. No disrespect, I just tell it like it is. Do you ever want some kids? What your ultimate goals? Maybe I can help with those. The mo was broke when he made you a blessing. You looking like a whole buffet and I need some seconds. You say you had promiscuous ways, that was back in the day. I'll be a lie if I say I did it, that shit was a phase. So baby, take this journey with me. You can pick the time and place, this nigga isn't picky. Smile on your face, I know the deal. Sign and deliver after seal. I can see it in her eyes, this one right here for real. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type, but baby, listen, I'm just saying. We can rule the world, just me and you, if you could play it. Won't you take a chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk, yeah. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Lady, you so far ahead of these others, just like a ship on the horizon. Picking up on your vibe, signal stronger than Verizon. All the thoughts that I've been contemplating, ain't no time for faking or debating. You the one, ain't no mistaking. Look, I see you swag different. Always carry yourself like you ready, you know the mission. I had to know you, I'm tempted. I can see why you timid. Hold up now, baby, listen. Just take that dance with me, I can show you that there's a difference. I'm locked in. I throw away my playaways because you pop in. A shooter always shoot a shot. With you by my side, I guarantee we'll reach the top. I put that on God and then I give you all that I got. So baby, take this journey with me. You can pick the time and place, this nigga isn't picky. Smile on your face, I know the deal. Sign and deliver after seal. I can see it in her eyes, this one right here for real. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type, but baby, listen, I'm just saying. We can rule the world, just me and you, if you could play it. Won't you take a chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk, yeah. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me.
Get that popping. All right, yeah. All right, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. Make sure you're good to go. Go ahead and say something for me. Oh, Lord. Okay, so... No, you're good. You're good. Now you're there. Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome to another fantastic episode of Behind Them Sticks with your boy, Ham Solo 05 Gaming, here with you today on the amazing channel that is TSWS Gaming. And I would just like to go on ahead and introduce my guest. Now, I have been screwing this name up for about a week straight. She corrected me and I'm still sweating every time I go to say it. But I'm going to go on ahead and say, welcome to the show, RYEUA.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right, yes, let's go. I got it right. Let's go. All right, how are you doing today? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm doing well.
Fantastic. Really good to have you here. So the very first thing I got to do is just go on ahead and ask you what gaming and social media platforms that you're on that you can, holler at people or they could holler at you, see what you're playing, maybe even play a game with you. Go ahead and let everybody know what kind of stuff you be on.
I stream on Twitch and I make content on TikTok as well. I mostly play Valorant, strictly only Valorant for now, but yeah, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. It's all RYEUA. Or if it's not RYEUA, it's RYEUA TTV because somebody on TikTok has the name RYEUA. But
I mean, it sounds like we both got jacked because you said you were looking me up and said you found some Star Wars content under somebody named Ham Solo, and I was just like, damn, they probably using the name right, but I'm over here just doing my own damn thing I'm going Ham Solo. That's just what I do. I mean, that's my name. That's what I do. But anyways, fantastic. Really good to have you here today. She is an awesome Twitch streamer out in Canada. She be doing her damn thing out in Canada. What is that like? What's it like? Having to keep up with the Joneses out there. Like, it's expensive from what we just got done talking about just a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, I privilegedly live with my mother still, so I am rent free where I live. But it's quite expensive. I don't know if moving out is in the works for me anytime soon. So.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that. I mean, hell, it is an expensive time to live for sure. And gas prices out in Canada is crazy. And my boy Twan, he goes by it's me Twan on Twitter, but he lives out in Canada as well, and he's like telling me like a game that's like $70 here when you see people bitching on Twitter, $70 game, $70. He's paying like $90 for some shit like that. So y'all over there, y'all overpaying.
Yeah.
Y'all are definitely overpaying. But anyways, let's go on ahead and get into some of the questions for the show and whatnot. As of right now, I mean, I know what you've been playing, but go on ahead and tell everybody else what you've been up to, what you've been playing, what you've been streaming.
So recently I mostly just play Valorant. I used to be a variety streamer, but I found that Valorant works better for me in numbers. And also I just enjoy playing it a lot. So I strictly play Valorant, which is a PC only game. But yeah, it is a FPS first person shooter. Tactical? I'm really bad with that kind of terminology, but it's a first person shooter similar to CS:GO if you haven't played Valorant, but it's similar to CS:GO.
Gotcha. What other games did you play previously to your to finding Valorant?
So when I first started, when I first started streaming, I played Among Us with a group of my friends. I started streaming in like September of 2020. So that's when Among Us was still really big, and I also played Minecraft, and I also tried to be strictly Sims for a while, but that didn't work out. And yeah, I played a couple odd games here and there, but mostly started with Among Us, Valorant, Minecraft, and The Sims. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Simple with it. I like that. But now we're going to get into the beefy part of the question. This is probably the beefiest question that I have for the whole show, really. And I'm going to start out with talking about your previous, games and consoles that you used to play. When we were talking before the show, you had let me know that the first console that you ever had was either a PlayStation 2 or a PlayStation 3, but I went on ahead and believed that it was probably a PlayStation 3 at the time because you had mentioned the Wii. And I know that the PlayStation 2 was in the same generation as the GameCube. Wii was with the PS3. So it was more than likely PS3. What games were you playing back then, or do you even know?
Well, when I was younger, I played on my dad's PS3, and I specifically played Mortal Kombat. I'm not sure which one it was, but I remember specifically playing it, and I had to turn the blood off because I was about like 6 years old playing it, and I and I didn't want to see like the gore part of Mortal Kombat. But I played Mortal Kombat on the Wii. I played a game called My Sims, and I also played what was the game called? Borderlands, but I think that might have been a little bit later. I played like Borderlands 1, but I think that might have been later. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah.
Well, Borderlands was definitely on the PS3 because that was during the 360 PS3 cycle. So, yeah, I mean, that was a
Okay.
fantastic game. One of my favorites during that time was Borderlands 1 and 2. 2 took the cake for me. It's still the GOAT to today. But tell me what it was like growing up in your household, like gaming wise. What was it you they were in that was into gaming from the jump, or was it like pops or other family members?
It was mostly my dad for the most part. And I think a lot of influence that I got from gaming was I had a cousin that was also really into gaming. She had an Xbox 360 and she showed me Borderlands and Minecraft and stuff like that. And that's what really got me into gaming. But my dad was the one that had the PS3. He used to be into games like God of War. He played all the Uncharted's, all God of Wars. Like, it was him that was mostly into gaming. And then he ended up buying us the Wii, which my mom played on a lot. And I frequented the Wii more than I did the PS3, I think. But yeah.
That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. So I just want to go on ahead and shout out a couple of my peoples up in the chat real quick while I got the second. Blind Giant, Too Big, Sensei, fantastic to see you guys. I don't know where my voice mod button thing is. Actually, here it is right here. So, you know, I got to hit that button every time I see you guys in here, and I'm early enough to see, I'm early enough in the show to hit it. So,
Mahalo!
Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all out there. Hopefully you guys could hear that. I'm not sure if you could or not. But anyways, fantastic. And then also Hustle and Motivate. Good to see you up in the chat as well, brother. John Wolf, thanks for stopping through. Callie Rex. I'm not sure if I've ever seen you here before, Callie Rex. You might have snuck in and I didn't notice, but I'm definitely happy to have you at the show today. Thank you, brother, for showing up. But let's keep it pressing on. So the PS3 was like the staple, then the Wii came in. You're pretty big into that. When did you find out that you were in fact a gamer? Like, when did you classify yourself as a gamer?
Probably about 2 years ago. I've gamed for like my whole life on and off. Because I never had like a computer. Like, my family never had a computer in my house. And we only had the consoles, which was pretty much all I had. But obviously my dad, you know, used his console for the most part. But I'd say about 2 years ago when I actually bought my own PC rather than using other people's consoles. I did have an Xbox 360 at one point, but that was short-lived because I think I bought it when the Xbox One had already, or no, whatever's after the Xbox 360 had already been out for like years at this point. I bought the Xbox 360 because it was like cheap and I wanted a console to play on. So, but yeah, I'd say 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay. Well, let's go or actually, let me go on ahead and just flat out ask you, like, what was like the next step after the PS3 and the Wii? Because obviously there had to be something that built you up to want to be calling yourself a gamer. So, so tell me how that kind of fell into place.
So I had the Xbox 360 for a while. I played Borderlands 1 on there as well as Minecraft. And then for my 15th or 16th birthday, I think it was my 16th birthday, my mom bought me a laptop and I played The Sims on my laptop every single day and it ran like garbage. So I hated it. And then I met my boyfriend, Lucas, and he is like, he's a 3-monitor gamer. He's hardcore. So he showed me, I bought my PC, but he built it for me. So I think the laptop was really like the step for me because I didn't realize how crap the laptop made my Sims games until I played it on the computer. But yeah, and Valorant. I tried to play Valorant on my laptop and it didn't work. So this was the needed upgrade to be able to play games like Valorant and better play The Sims.
You had an in-home mechanic, right? like pretty much.
Yeah.
You got somebody that's willing to come through, set your stuff up. How many screens are you working with right now? I only got 2.
I got two. I don't have enough room for 3. My room is like 4 foot wide, so I don't have a lot of space here, but I only have the 2 right now.
Hey, 2 is really all you need unless you're going like nuts. If you're going nuts, I mean, like you said, he has the 3.
He has 3. I think
3
it's
monitors.
more.
Are they like kind of connected to each other?
Yeah, it's about symmetry. It's like 1 is the center one, and then the 2 on the other sides. You know, it's great when I use it. It's like, oh my god, I have so many options of where I want to put everything. But yeah, I think it's more about symmetry for him.
Okay, so what brought you to like gaming, you know, on like Twitch and stuff like that, like putting yourself out there? That had to be like, you know, a large step. I mean, if you're a content creator, I know a lot of us that are watching this show or checking it out, we understand what that's like. But tell me, in your experience, like what put you into the place to be like, you know what, I want everybody to see what I'm doing?
When I built my PC, it was kind of for streaming as well. Even when I was younger, like I've always wanted to be a content creator, and I thought with gaming, I could also turn it into something, you know, productive or into more of a hobby, to stream as well. So that was kind of like the purpose of building my PC as well. A lot of the parts of my PC are specifically to be able to stream better, or like better quality. So it was from a very young age. I've always wanted to be like, you know, a YouTuber, as like every little kid says nowadays. But when I was younger, I used to like, I had a YouTube channel and I would post like skits and like little music videos and like singing videos and stuff like that. So I've always kind of wanted to be a content creator. So this was just like, it just flowed naturally, you know?
Was there something that like came along in school or growing up that made you just be like, not camera shy, I'm here, what's up, how y'all doing?
I don't know. I think I don't know. Like, I think for me, like, I know a lot of people talk about how like streaming can be nerve-wracking a lot of the time, but a lot of the time for me, it almost feels like I'm talking to myself a lot of the time, even though I know that people are watching and many people are watching, but I just feel like I'm like just talking to myself, and I'm like, it's kind of like reading a text almost to me. And like with YouTube and stuff, I never really thought it was cringy. I was like, this is a banger. I was like, this is great. You know, like, like everyone's gonna love it. Even if it was cringy, like I just thought, like, I just had a really high self-esteem when I was younger. Like now, obviously, you know, a little self-critical, but like, I mean, you know, I just think of it as like, if someone's there to watch me, it's because they like me, you know? So,
right.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. So I just want to ask now, from jumping from that subject, now I want to ask kind of a little bit more, I don't know if you can call it like personal or whatnot, but more, I guess it'd be like gender personal or something like that. But like, what's it like for like yourself as a female getting into, you know, content creation when, you know, there's so many like kind of, I mean, let's be honest, weirdos out there that are willing to either, you know, say stuff to you kind of crazy within your chat, or, you know, send you crazy DMs on like Twitter and stuff like that. Like, what is that like coming up?
It can be difficult. A lot of the time for me, it's just become kind of like funny, because it's like, it just happens so much that you just kind of like, I don't know. Like for me personally, it's hard for me to understand like why people are rude on the internet a lot of the time, but you just kind of have to take a step back and realize that it's because like they're unhappy, and that's why, and they want to make other people unhappy, and so that's why they want to be rude. But you know, sexism and stuff like that, I get a lot of weird messages, and people, even if people don't. I was watching
your stream one of the times that crazy stuff happened. That was wild.
Yeah, it can be crazy, and especially with Twitch, since you are like live, and like they want to get like your live reaction rather than just like sending you like a little sly DM. They want to get you like reacting. So most of the time I just try to not give them a reaction at all, and just try to be like, hey mods, like get them out of here, you know, then just like cut it off or anything like that. Even recently I've experienced getting raided by someone that was being kind of like predatory. Like I don't think he realized it. I mean, I don't know, maybe he just doesn't have a brain on his shoulders. He basically told his whole chat to wingman for him, and was trying to get me to like play a game with him, and telling me that he wanted to like be my boyfriend and stuff like that. It was very inappropriate, but so it can be tough, but if you just don't give them the reaction that they want, they'll go away. But there's always going to be other people. It's unfortunately, it just like comes with the job, which is, it sucks, but you can't control everybody, right? So
I know, it's like a train that just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It has no brakes. It just keeps going.
Literally.
All right. So now I kind of wanted to get your take a little bit on like a specific game, and whether you've heard about this or not. And those of you that have watched this show or like watched this show just earlier this week when I was interviewing Doom Cutie, I asked her a similar question. So I'm kind of interested in getting her take on this specifically. Now, were you ever into playing like games like Grand Theft Auto or anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have played. I have Grand Theft Auto right now, but yeah.
How does that game make you feel when you play it? Does it bother you at all when you see all like, you know, some of the, you know, explicit stuff that's within that game? Some of the, you know, like bashing homosexuals or women in general, or, you know, picking up a woman on the street and, you know, then they get out of the car and, you know, offer and get your money back and stuff like that. What kind of feelings does that give you, or does that not even cross your mind when you're playing that game?
For me, I feel like it doesn't normally cross my mind. For me, it's just kind of like, I don't know, like it's hard to explain. I don't think I've played GTA enough to like fully know what's actually in there. I definitely haven't played like the story mode of GTA. I've played like the open world, like just quests and stuff like that. I played that part of GTA, but yeah, I think that it's hard to talk about because like with being someone who's played games, even like Borderlands and stuff like that has stuff like that too, and it's just kind of hard to like, because I don't know, because it's like maybe that shouldn't be in video games, but at the same time, like stuff like that, it does happen. Like it's realistic because it is happening. Like it's stuff that happens. So are we just gonna pretend like this wouldn't happen in this type of area? Like, I mean, Grand Theft Auto is a game basically about being a criminal. So there's other types of crimes that come with it that may not be everyone's favorite thing to think about, but I don't think that, because I mean, like, for like the sex worker part of GTA, I mean, like, sex workers exist, you know, and I mean, it's not like shameful or anything. Like, they exist. They may not be portrayed the best in GTA, but they are also, you know, the getting the girl in your car part is illegal. It's like a crime, you know. It's not just like being a regular old sex worker or a stripper. It's doing something that's illegal. So I'd say that it's not something that I try to overthink about when I play the game, but also it is just something, it's not like they're trying to like make it the biggest part of the game, because I mean, like, you have to specifically go and like see these interactions to actually like see them, rather than, because if you're just playing the game, like, you can go your whole day without seeing a hooker, so like you know.
Absolutely.
But, yeah.
And keep in mind as well, like, what part of human society is covered like appropriately in that game, right?
Yeah.
Like, everyone
exactly.
is fucked one way or another. So like,
yeah,
anybody can get it in that game, pretty much, right? Like,
literally,
like nobody's safe. There's no gender that's safe. There's no like, just everyone's pretty much, or like like the only people that seem normal are the people that walk on the street that don't say nothing.
Exactly. But yeah, so.
Right.
It's a game about being a criminal, so yeah.
Yeah. What can you expect? So, just moving forward, do you have throughout your time in gaming, albeit, you know, it hasn't been maybe as grand or as long as, you know, some people that I've talked to in the past, but do you have any kind of like special moments that you've personally had within gaming that you would like to share?
Like achievements? Is that what, like, you're kind of?
So pretty much what I'm asking is like a moment in life where you're just like, man, this is why I game, or something like that, or like this is so dope. Like, did it happen while it was like on stream, or did it happen when you were a little kid, like playing with cousins or something like that? Like, do you have a memorable moment that you can remember that you're like, man, this is one of the reasons I got into it?
I don't know. Like, it's kind of hard to think about because I've talked about before on stream about how I don't think that my favorite game exists yet. And how I feel like I haven't had one of those moments where, like, because, like, I love Valorant, I love The Sims, I love Minecraft, but I feel like there's, like, something that I'm missing, you know? Because when I was younger, like, I feel like my, like, pivotal gaming moments were, like, when I would go to my grandparents' house. They had a computer. We didn't have a computer, but they had a computer. And I would play games like Animal Jam or Movie Star Planet, which are, like, kind of like Club Penguin type of games, like online-esque, like you play as this little, like, thing. Like, those are the type of games that, like, actually sparked so much joy in me. And even recently I revisited playing that My Sims game that I told you about that I played on the Wii, and it just, like, sparked so much joy in me to, like, revisit this stupid little game that I was just like, I don't know. I think that moment is still to come because my full-time, you know, gaming journey is still, you know, happening. It's still, you know, evolving. I've only been, like, full-time gaming basically for about 2 years now. So I think that moment is still to come. That game is still, you know, it'll happen someday. But yeah, for now, it's just, like, nostalgic games make me feel, like, really, like, you know, like, lots of joy. Like, Valorant gives me joy, but a lot of the time it just makes me angry. But yeah.
That's a multiplayer game for you. Absolutely. You play it because, you know, it's easy for you to, like, get into that mindset and, you know, sit down, game, you know, all the buttons and stuff like that. But for some reason, some of the things that make you the happiest also make you the most angry. Absolutely. Yeah. And I see what you're saying about this whole, like, you know, starting up your own journey and whatnot. You know, it's like you took off so far. You're trying to reach space, but you have yet to even hit the stratosphere yet.
Yeah.
Right. So keep on working. You're doing just fine. I enjoy the streams that I hop on with you. You're very engaging with everybody and whatnot. So it's very dope, and I'm happy to have you here today. But moving a little bit further throughout the questions, I want to know something that infuriates you about gaming, and I'm going to tell you this specifically as just a female, because I have a similar question later on. So this one as a female, what infuriates you about gaming in general? It can be Twitch streaming, it could be something implemented in video games. Like, give me a little something.
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, we're gonna say the sexism is pretty bad, but it infuriates me because I feel like so the internet in general and video games is such a safety blanket for these men and even just people in general that say sexist things online. It's such a security blanket because they would not walk up to some girl and just tell them to go back to the kitchen. Like, they wouldn't do that. So, like, it's the fact that they are behind this little screen and they're like, yeah, go back to the kitchen, make me a sandwich. Like, it just infuriates me because I know that they're pussies and that they're just saying this because they have this, like, they have a screen in front of them. And it's like, and also they just need to get new material because it's so, like, I'm so tired of hearing go back to the kitchen because it's like you don't have anything else to say.
She's taking the gloves off, y'all.
Like, it's just, that's what it would be the most infuriating part is just the sexism because it just, like, you know, obviously we can say that, you know, lots of things in life shouldn't exist, but it's just stupid that it's so, like, normalized in the gaming culture. Like, obviously it's better. Valorant is a much safer place than other video games are. I've never played CSGO, but I've heard stories, and I've never played Call of Duty, but I've heard stories, and I don't want to play Call of Duty, and I don't want to play CSGO because I don't want to deal with those people. I don't deal with them as much on Valorant because a lot of the people on Valorant aren't like that. Sometimes, you know, the people are still toxic, but, you know, maybe every, like, 10 games I'll get someone that's openly sexist, you know?
That's
but
a lot, though. Still, I mean,
yeah,
damn.
but with most games like CS:GO and stuff like that, like every game, every single game, you're getting sexist people telling you like horrible things, like even worse things than they tell you on Valorant. So it's a lot. Like, it's still a high volume. And like, I've even made TikToks about it before, about being like, just mute them. Like, that's not the answer, because in a game like Valorant specifically, where you need comms to actually like successfully play the game, if you mute your teammates, then you're gonna lose for the most part. And people were just like
walking around with your head cut off, then pretty much.
Literally, it's like, okay, well, I'm just supposed to mute them because, and that's like, oh, get it? Like, I just gotta mute them because we're not gonna stop them. But it's like, why is it so normalized? It's like, who raised these people? Like, I don't understand. They're like, well, and like, even like a while ago, one of like the biggest streamers right now, Speed, got in really hot water for saying some really sexist stuff to someone on Valorant, and he got permabanned, which I don't agree necessarily with the permaban. He just got permabanned because he's a big creator. But Keemstar was saying that it's just banter. It's just video game banter. Like, it happens all the time. Like, people are toxic in video games, but it's not. Like, it's different than just bantering with someone, being like, you're shit, you're garbage, you're so bad at this game, like, delete it, blah, blah. It's different when you're being sexist to someone. Like, you wouldn't say that if someone was being racist, but sexism is just, it's just banter. It's just banter. They're just being toxic, but it's not. It's different. It's worse, than just saying that someone's bad at the game. So the sexism infuriates me, as I'm sure it does a lot of women on the in the gaming community in general.
All right. I mean, that was a good answer. I like that. So,
yeah.
I mean, to just kind of pile on to that question a little bit, I'm just kind of curious, like, how do you go about like selecting a game then? Because like for me, I mean, as a guy, I just turn on the game and play, and every like, I mean, you say every 10 games, which I think is freaking insane. And for me, it's like I'll play like a game like Call of Duty or something like that, and I'll get like maybe the N-word thrown at me like once, maybe like every 50 games or something like that. And I'm like 50 games, and you're talking about 1 in 10, and this is safe. Like, that's insane to me.
Yeah,
that's insane to me. So how do you go about picking the game? Do you do some sort of research, or like, how do you do it?
Well, with Valorant was my first like FPS game that I ever really played. So I'm just luckily that it's like, I think it's because it's like a newer game, and so a lot of people that are playing it have like a better mindset about things. And also, Valorant is good about removing people, but it could be better. I think they're implementing a recording software soon to like record voice comms, so they can like review it afterwards and see if they should actually ban this person, because obviously people that are saying those weird things should be comm banned, but it's not necessarily like picking a game. Like, I joined gaming way late, like like when I joined gaming, basically when Valorant started, like, so I didn't play CS:GO. I've never touched any of like the Call of Duties or anything like that. And I won't probably ever, because I would like to avoid those scenarios, and Valorant is a safer place, but obviously, women still get harassed all the time in that game. But I don't want to up my chance of getting harassed by playing a different game. Nor am I like, and besides that, I'm not actually very interested in playing CS:GO or Call of Duty. So it's not like I'm avoiding it simply because of this reason. It's also just a game that I'm not really interested in playing. So it's not necessarily like I'm doing some research and seeing what's more toxic. It's just luckily the game that I picked to play was one of the lesser,
Okay. Do you have a crew that you play with? Because from what it sounds like, whenever I hop into your stream, I'm never sure if you're talking to the same people or not. But it seems like you do have, like, I feel like I recognize like one of the female voices.
Yeah. So I, for the most part, like for a couple of months or so, I even like before, I like strictly solo queue for the longest time. Like, I just played by myself. But now I have a duo. Her name is Olivia, and we play when she can. So, and she was on today. But for the most part, I do solo queue. I don't like playing in like bigger groups. I find that in Valorant specifically, when the more people that you have, you can in Valorant you can play in duos, trios, and a 5-stack. You can't play in a 4-stack for competitive play. So I don't like 3-stacking because the other 2 teammates that you get are normally garbage and don't calm. And duoing works really well. 5-stacking is not good because 5-stacking you can play with basically anybody. Like my boyfriend, he is immortal in Valorant, which is the 2nd highest rank. If I'm in a 5-stack, I can play with him. So 5-stacking in Valorant isn't good. But I do not have a crew. I have Olivia, or I have like nobody, basically.
Gotcha. So you're mostly a solo act, especially on your stream. I can tell you're pretty much doing your own damn thing on there. If you guys haven't checked out her content, it is in the description below. So like all of her stuff is in there. Her Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Discord. You can holler at her appropriately if you feel like it. Or whatnot, or check out her streams or whatnot. They're pretty good. But let's go on ahead and move to the next question. I'm going to rephrase this question a little bit, and I'm going to ask you, like, if you could go back and, like, I don't know, like, because I know you're a PC gamer as of now, is that right? Mm-hmm. Was there ever a console that you wish that you could have just, like, been around for and, like, really got into?
I think I would have really liked having like an Xbox growing up. I never got to experience really like the like Xbox like parties where you're like in a party with your friends and stuff like that. I never really got to experience like that kind of stuff because by the time that I had an Xbox 360, it was like you had to have I forget what it was called, but you had to pay for the membership to like be able to talk to your friends.
Yep, Xbox Live Gold.
Yes, Xbox Live. Couldn't use it because it wasn't compatible with Xbox One, so I couldn't talk to anybody on my Xbox 360. So I wish I was maybe even just like a little bit older, like, and able to like have this like online friends type of thing. Like I've experienced having online friends now that I'm, gaming, but like when I was younger, you can't play with your friends on the Wii. So I wish that I could have done the whole Xbox thing. And even maybe games before that, like, because I feel a lot of the times, like, people talk about, like, I have not played a lot of games. Like, I obviously call myself a gamer, but I'm not, like, super, like, I haven't played a lot of games. I did a filter the other day, and it was like, what video game are you? And it was, like, Super Mario, and I was like, I've never played Super Mario. So, yeah,
wow.
So... yeah, recently I rebought a DS, and so I was playing Legend of Zelda on that the other day. That game is difficult. I don't understand how people play that game. I am already stuck, and I like just started playing the game. So,
well, you may have gained a few followers from that last comment you made talking about Xbox. That's why I had to raise the roofs a little bit, because I know a lot of the people that are in my chat as of right now that usually follow me and whatnot are really into the Xbox and stuff like that. And I mean, the community within Xbox and, having Xbox Live and stuff like that is very inviting. It's really nice. And, it's really easy to reach out to people and, know where they're going to be and know what kind of games they're going to play and stuff like that. Like the system itself is very impressive, actually. I really like it. Did you ever really ever get into, I'm not trying to bring any like wars thing or anything, but did you ever get into like PlayStation or anything like that? I know you said you had a PS3, but did you ever get into it?
No, I always for some reason in my head when I was younger, I always wanted the Xbox because I told you about that cousin. She had an Xbox, and I was like, and all my friends that I would like go to their house and we'd play like games. They had an Xbox, so I just thought I was like, well, Xbox like is the console then that I have to get, like, because my dad had a PS3 because he had just always had a PlayStation when he was growing up and stuff like that. So, or not growing up, but when he got a little bit older. So, yeah, I just always thought Xbox was always in the front of my mind. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to revert to the chat real quick and holler at them. Thanks for some of you that just recently showed up. We've got Silent Cypher up in there, Doc Dark 1985. There's levels to this. Super dope dude. Had him on the show not that long ago. I got to get you on here, Silent. And there's a few other people on here, obviously. I like Stank Ma and stuff like that. He's here every time I got a show. So I definitely got to get him on here and put him from the crowd and put him in the game. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I wanted to just read off a few things that they said in here. Let's see. Silent Cypher said, I remember the last time playing online with open chat on being when Friday the 13th came out. Since then, I had one or two instances where I forgot to mute the people, and I regretted it. Absolutely, man. I mean, those Call of Duty chats, especially when they're open, when you're not in your own, like I swear, every time I play a game, I'm always in my own chat with my own people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear nothing, because I already know there's going to be some person that thinks they're tough or thinks they're, safe behind, behind
screen.
Their computer, behind their screen, thank you, and they'll just like let off whatever they want, right? They'll just say whatever they want, as offensive as it can, as offensive as they can be. And I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much, but it's annoying, right? It's just like it's just like a fly buzzing in the room, or a bee. It's just like, get out of here! Like somebody grab the paper. I'm ready to slap this thing. Just get away. And then let's see. Doc Dark 1985 says let's see. He says hi RYEUA. He said I'll check it out. So I'm guessing he's talking about like your content and whatnot. So hopefully you get a few people to check out your Twitch, check out your Twitter and stuff from this. Where I'm all about growing people, being kind of an ambassador, I guess. I know it's kind of weird me putting the flag in my own lawn and just calling it is what it is, but I'm trying to be an ambassador for gaming, so where people can feel safe coming into my space, talking, letting out whatever they got, as long as it's appropriate or whatnot. But anyways, let's go on ahead and keep him. We got these fools saying Xbox, in the chat. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Xbox is dope. It's very attractive for some people. But anyways, so do you think as you are a female content creator, that it is easier, harder, or no different than a male to like create content, get views, be seen, without it, being unnecessary or inappropriate or something like that?
Yeah. I think that this question, I've been asked this question a lot. I think that a lot of the time it's easier for women visibility wise, just because, you see a pretty girl and you're like, oh, I'm going to follow her, But a lot of the time, the guys that are saying that it's like easier for women, it's because like a lot of the time, unfortunately, it's because they're not putting in as much effort as these women are. They want to say it's because they're a woman, and they want to say it's because it's their face cam, or their boobs are out or something, or like all this stuff. But realistically, like, are you posting once a day on TikTok? Are you posting once a day on Instagram? Are you like every single day? Like, are you putting in this work? Are you not sitting on stream like, what's up, Bob? Like, are you doing more than just a little, like, it's not, Twitch is not easy at all. Twitch is not easy, especially like it's not, content creation is never easy. There are people that blow up a lot of the time, but I mean, if you even look at statistics, like, I mean, look at the top streamers. There's like 1 or 2 women on that list. Like, so how can you like say it's easier for women when it's like, it's showing you that it's not, like XQC, Aiden Ross, men. Even if you look like there's like a couple women in the top streamers. So that statement, it doesn't really make a lot of sense when people are like,
Doesn't
it's
hold
easier
weight.
for women. No, because if it was easier for women, then wouldn't the women be the top streamers?
Spitting
So-
facts right there. Spitting facts.
Yeah.
I like that. Sounds good. I mean that makes a lot of sense because obviously it'd be just a ton of women streaming everywhere on Twitch, just playing games and stuff like that. Obviously it's kind of hard when you see some of the links that people go to make content. Not bashing at all. I don't care what people do. But some of the links that people go to get views and content, it's pretty extreme. It's pretty wild and whatnot, right? So, I really respect a person like yourself, Doom Cutie, Ash and Luca, the women that come out there and they're just about the game. They're about the game. They're about just showing you how they are playing it. They, talk their stuff a little bit every once in a while, but at the end of the day, they're just another gamer. They're not pretending to be a gamer just to get people that are gamers to watch. They actually are in the shit, doing the damn thing. So I appreciate you for that. Absolutely. But do you have like an end goal for your content creation? Like I know earlier we said, you just lifted off. You haven't even reached the stratosphere yet, right?
Yeah.
You're on your way to space. So, so what is like the end goal to all of this stuff? Is it to just be big, or do you want to get like put on to like a show? Do you want to be like part of G4 in the future or something like that? Like, go on ahead and break it down for me.
Yeah, I think end goal is just, I do obviously want, like reaching for the stars would be like top of the top, like Pokimane status and stuff like that, where like, you're just like, you're the shit. Like, you're just, everyone knows your name that's in the community, and like, that would be the end goal, obviously. But like realistically wise, just to make this like an actual sustainable full-time career. Like, obviously I'm fortunate enough for this to be my full-time career right now because I am 18 and I live with my mother. So I can pretty much do whatever I want. But I would like for this to just be my full-time career. I love content creating. Even like I told you, ever since I was younger, like this has just been like something that I wanted to do ever since I was like 10 years old. Like I've made multiple YouTube accounts. I've made accounts with my friends, and like this is just like the beginning, or this was just like, this made sense for me to do this. So end goal wise, obviously this to be my career. Short term, I'd like to be partnered soon. We're headed there. So but yeah, end goal, just to like, I mean, I would love to be a part of 100 Thieves. I don't know if you could see my sticker. I might have to turn a little bit, but I would love to be in 100 Thieves. I love them. I love Nadeshot. I love Kaide and all of them. I think that they're doing great things as an org. And they're more about like the content creation wise, rather than like you have to hit these like sick COD clips, to like be a part of their org. But being signed to an org would be cool, but I also would like to be big enough to just be sustainable on my own, rather than like being a part of something else. So sustainable
so you
career.
want to be your own brand but be willing to feature.
Yeah
Absolutely. That's pretty fire. Now, throughout the games that you've played in your, young life, I guess I should ask, what games do you flat out like refuse to play? I mean, you already said something about like Call of Duty being one of those games that you're just not attracted to at all. But what are a few other ones that just kind of like turn you off right away, no matter what it is?
So a lot of games like popular, I forget the name for it, I don't want to like missay the name, but like games kind of like Elden Ring, that was really popular this year. Those type of games aren't for me. Like, I like games with like a lot of structure. Like Valorant has it has structure. Like, it's like you get into a game with 10 people and you have to kill the other 5 people and you have to plant the bomb, like super like straightforward. But I also like games like The Sims, where they're like sandbox games. I don't like games that are like, you have to go out and find the path. Like, you have to go out and
Ring.
like find what you have to do. Like, there was another game that was like before Elden Ring, New World. I tried to play New World, wasn't my I was so bored. After I played the beta, I was like, my friends were all like, this is amazing, and I'm like, this is walking simulator. Like, we are just walking and walking and walking, and we're not going anywhere. Like, we're going up this, like, it's not for me, those type of games. Like, I like games with structure. I also don't love League, which a lot of people ask me if I play League, because obviously Valorant is also made by Riot, who makes League of Legends. But I've tried to play League a couple of times. I think I probably could like it if I could actually like give myself the time to like learn how to play it, because I'm very like, I like things that I know how to do. Like, I know how to play Valorant, so I'm gonna play Valorant. I know how to play The Sims, so I'm gonna play The Sims. I know how to play Minecraft, so I'm gonna play Minecraft. But like, you throw me into a game of League and I'm lost. And so I'm like, my interest is gone. I don't want to play this game. Like, I don't I don't know how, you know? And also graphics wise, games like CS:GO and Call of Duty don't make me want to play them. Valorant is very like cartoony, but also realistic in a way. It's very bright colors, but games like Call of Duty and CS:GO really thrive on realistic qualities of the game that you're playing, and it's just not for me. I like cartoony and bright and like, you know, stuff like that. So graphics, and also just games like Elden Ring. I don't like walking simulator. So
you don't like having to find out what you're supposed to do. You just like to
you gotta like tell me what I gotta do, you know.
I understand that for sure. I personally loved Elden Ring, but I'm not even a Souls guy, so like that was just like my introduction into Souls. I can see what you're saying though with the whole like, I mean, because especially a person like you that you're very time oriented, right? You were talking about on your stream just the other day how like you're always working, right? So what's a day in the life of RYEUA like? Because you said you're on Twitch, Twitter, blah, you know.
Yeah.
Go on ahead and give me the rundown.
Normally, I like to, like, so before, now I'm streaming a little bit less just to like give myself more time to like, these are my days to make content and these are my days to make content on Twitch, because it's very different things. So a day in the life normally for me before I started not streaming every day, because I used to, as of last week, I used to stream every single day except for Sunday. So I would wake up, I would immediately get ready, take an Instagram photo, but not post it. It's for tomorrow, because I have a photo from yesterday that I have to post, because it takes a process to like edit the photos and stuff like that. So get ready, take a photo, stream. After the stream, take the clips from the stream, edit them into TikToks, which probably takes about 3 to 4 hours depending on what I'm doing. Recently, I had been working on merch, so then after that, I would work on some merch. Try to look at other elements to make my stream better and stuff like that. Watch my VODs back, look at clips, stuff like that. If my community was suggesting me to do something, I'd look into that. But a lot of the time, like, and even like most of my gaming that I do, like, I don't really game off of stream anymore, unless I'm like, me and my boyfriend recently just picked up Pokemon Go. So like, we've been playing that a little bit. But other than that, it's just playing games for content and then getting off the game, because I don't actually have any time to game off of stream. So yeah, because I post on everything every single day. I post on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I post twice a day, and then Twitch I stream for like a minimum of 3 hours every day, but now I stream 4 days a week instead. So
it's a full-on job for you then.
Yep.
Constantly at it. When's the last time you actually sat back and just played a game without any of this content stuff?
Yesterday I tried to play The Sims for a little bit, but then I got a little bored. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I actually got on really late with my duo. And she invited a couple of friends and my boyfriend. We were like 5 stacking in Valorant, and I actually like it was a really, really fun time. And it's like the first time that I've actually just like played Valorant off of stream for like forever. Like I don't play Valorant off of stream a lot of the time, but
did you do better or worse than usual?
Oh, worse. I did so bad. We were like blasting music. It was awful. It was so bad. It was so bad. But yeah. So like a couple weeks ago, yesterday I tried to, but I don't know. I wasn't really into it. I was just kind of like, maybe I should play The Sims, but I wasn't into it. So.
All right. Yeah. Well, chat, let me know if the stream is running well or not. I'm trying to see if this program that I'm using is worth me using in the future, or if it's giving you guys in the problem. I've been watching my viewer count like jump from like 12 to none to, 13, 14, 15 to like 3, and like it's going nuts on here. So so let me know if you are experiencing any issues, and I will have that fixed for the next podcast that we do. But moving forward with the questions, we got about a little over a half hour left because she is available to do this only for about an hour and a half today, and I want to respect her time with that. But we got a question that came in through the chat. Callie Rex asked if you have ever got into like Apex.
I played Apex once or twice, but it's really fast paced for me. I played it like once or twice and it just wasn't for me. Like I said before with like League, like I'm really picky about games, and if I can't pick it up quickly, then I'm like, nope. I'm like, no. Someone would really have to like sit down with me and like make me play multiple games, because I'm sure I would enjoy Apex, but I just would have to take the time to enjoy it. Like people in my chat ask all the time if I play Apex, and it's just like, nope. I played Splitgate for a little bit, which is also kind of a fast-paced game. They're different games, but I enjoyed Splitgate. So, I think it's just because, I think it was just because it was like a new game that came out, and I was like, well, no one's gonna know how to play this yet, and so it was like everyone's learning together, Yeah. So, yeah.
Did you ever get? No. All right. A personal question from me that's not on the list is: did you ever get into like Halo or anything like that? Because Halo is, it wasn't super fast paced. Now it's getting more fast paced, especially with like grapple hooks and sliding and stuff like that, the new implementations of it. But back when you were younger, did you ever get into like any of the older Halos and stuff like that?
No. I've like before Valorant, I've never played any type of like first person shooter or anything like that. Like I played a little bit of GTA when I was younger, before my dad was like, you're not allowed to play this game. And other than that, it was strictly games like that were not first person shooters. Like I have only like actually played Valorant as like a first person shooter. So that's why for the length that I've been playing it, I'm still not very good at the game. It's because this is like learning everything, all at once. It's like learning how to actually play a first person shooter, learning how to play on a keyboard, so yeah.
Gotcha.
No.
Simple answer. All right. So do you happen to have 3 games just within the last year that you really like that? And I'm going to reword this differently because you've given me a lot of the same games throughout this podcast. So I want you to name off 3 games that you've recently noticed and you thought were pretty cool.
Recently I noticed there's a game called Paralives, which is, I actually don't know when it's coming out. It's coming out when it's coming out, but it's similar to Sims. It is a life simulation game, but it is like super customizable. And it's funded by a small group of people that it's solely funded by their, what is it called? Patreon? It's like solely funded by people paying for the Patreon to check in to info about the game, but it looks super detailed and it's like The Sims, but just more detailed. And I'm really interested for it to come out. A lot of people are worried that it's not going to be what everyone's thinking it's going to be, because The Sims is backed by such a large corporation like EA. But I think it's going to be great. It looks fantastic. It's so, like, the graphics are so cool, and like there's like sliders for like body parts and stuff like that. And The Sims like has sliders and stuff like that too, but they don't have things like height sliders for like customization. I'm really into character customization part of The Sims, so that looks really interesting to me with pair lives, as well as being able to customize like the exact size of your window or the exact size of the couch that you want to play. So stuff like that is really interesting to me. Pair lives looks super cool. Another game that I've seen, I don't follow a lot of other games. Like Pair Lives has just been like on my radar because I'm really into the whole like Sims community. As much as I don't really play Sims that much anymore, it is something that I'm like really immersed into the community on like Twitter and like TikTok and stuff like that. A game that came out last year or so called Pokemon Unite, which is very similar to League, and it's on the Switch and on mobile, is a really cool game. And not too many people play it. I haven't seen a lot of play of it on like stream or anything like that, but it is basically like League but easier, and it's Pokemon. So it's fantastic. It's an amazing game.
You're a big Pokemon fan, I take it.
I wouldn't say that I'm like a huge fan. I only like kind of recently, like I cannot name too many Pokemon, but like I do like the whole, like, I think they are just, they're a great, organization company. They come up with great things. I love Pokemon Go. I love Pokemon Unite. I love their pop figures. But yeah, they're, I want to try playing like the older games, like the ones that were on the DS, like Pokemon, I think it's like Black and White, I think is what they were called. So I want to try playing those because I think I'd like them.
I wouldn't know. But somebody in the chat could probably correct you if you were wrong, but I can't tell you if you're wrong or not because I don't follow anything Pokemon. I've always been like, I'm too good for Pokemon, and I just still think that to this day. It just is what it is. Even though everybody tells me, people older than me are telling me, oh man, Pokemon Go and running around to, I remember when that thing first came out, people standing outside of my job because there was supposedly like a workout place or whatever you want to call it. A gym. There we go. A gym. Yeah. So yeah. Something else. Yeah, that never was. I was that person sitting at the door, just like, can you guys get out of here? I was that guy. I was not the one joining into the fun. I didn't see the allure into it. But let's see. So you already kind of answered this question. I was going to ask, what game are you most excited for? I'm guessing that's Pair Lives, right?
Yes.
Now, how do you? Is it Para Lives? Because it sounds like paralyzed when you say it.
It's Para Lives. It's one word. Para. So Para, and then Live. Oh my God, Livese. Yeah, Para Lives, all one word. It sounds like Paralyze. I don't know the name, like the origins behind the name, but
it's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a weird ass game, or a weird ass name to the game.
Yeah.
But what two games in like your past when you were younger would you like to see come back if you had the chance to, see them get redone and everything like that?
I really liked the Telltale type of point and click story game. Like I used to love watching those games when I was younger, like the Walking Dead games. I did actually play a teeny tiny bit of a game called The Wolf Among Us before my dad realized that there was a lot of swearing in it and he made me take it back to the GameStop. But games like that I really, really liked. I never got to play them because I was just really young, and a lot of the games had a lot of violence and swearing in them, and I was like 8 years old, so I couldn't really play them. But I really liked that game, and I liked that YouTube meta when it was happening as well, how like everyone was just playing those games. So I would like to see those type of games coming back. I think that they're really cool. Like the Walking Dead ones were amazing. The stories were amazing. And The Wolf Among Us, the stories were amazing. They're just so creative. Like the company Telltale that made most of those games, they were amazing. So I would like to see those type of games come back, but I think everyone's attention span's far too short nowadays. I know that The Quarry just came out, and it's a similar type of game, but I'm not too into horror games. So I was a little, also the price of that game, I was like, okay. So
Right.
but yeah.
Especially in Canada.
Yeah.
The
Especially in
price is
Canada.
steep.
Yeah.
But there's another game that I want you to maybe look into that you might actually like if you like Telltale games and stuff like that. It's a game I recently played called As Dusk Falls. As Dusk Falls. I always say
Gotcha.
dust, but dusk. But it's like it's kind of like, you know, like they're telling the story, but like instead of it being like full motion, it's like kind of picture by picture by picture, and each scene or like each like motion piece of the game that you would think would be motion is just like each reaction's a new picture, like a new picture
gotcha.
or something like that. But like the story in it is freaking insane. Like I guess like the daughter is super young in the story, but she's like actually older, and she just goes through some like seriously traumatic experiences due to like a robbery and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, if you're into games like Telltale games and Walking Dead and that kind of stuff, I highly recommend you just look it up and see if it's something that you would maybe like or whatnot. I'm not sure if you have Game Pass at all, but it's on there right now for you to be able to play. All right. Well, now, like I told you, I was going to ask you this question again, but more open-ended. So I kind of want to know what frustrates you about gaming as a whole now, not just as a female, but as like a whole. So is it like incomplete games or anything like that? Oh, I think we lost her actually. She's froze.
Ooh.
Oh, you froze.
On my phone. I'm so sorry. My computer has done this twice today, and my internet is now shutting itself. So if you don't mind, I will try to continue this like this because I don't want to stop your stream.
Oh,
I'm
no,
so sorry.
You actually recovered really fast.
Look okay.
Yeah, it looks fine. This actually looks totally fine. So,
Okay. I'm so sorry about that. This is the second time my computer has fucking done this today, and my internet just shit itself, so.
Oh, man, I seen a little update thing in the corner of my screen before we got started, and I immediately just did that right before we started. I was like, I am not dealing with this BS because things be going wrong with PCs as much as everybody says, you know, PC gaming is, you know, the top echelon, is also the one that gets the most issues when it comes to updating and doing all sorts of stuff and whatnot. But I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, I was asking you just like all around, what frustrates you about gaming, not just as a female now, but like just in general. Or did I lose you again?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Your camera froze. That's why I thought.
Oh, I've noticed recently, like, a lot of people have been saying that, like, gaming is, like, dead. But it's a lot of people that are saying that gaming is dead play solely controller, and, like, they will refuse to touch a keyboard. And they're like, gaming is so dead. I'm like, no, gaming is not dead. It's just you can't find a game that you can also play with a controller. Because unfortunately, games like Valorant, that is very up and coming right now and super, like, it's like everyone's playing it. It's only compatible with a keyboard. So people that are strictly console players are like, gaming is dead. There is no games. Like, maybe there's no games for you, but I don't know. You know?
I know. Don't try to hit me in the heart with it.
Yeah, like you gotta like broaden your horizons and check out games that aren't just you can play it with a a controller,
Or just play some old games. Everybody has a backlog, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does. It doesn't matter who you are. If you don't have if you don't have a backlog, to me, you're not really gaming that much, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have probably hundreds of games that I've maybe touched but didn't finish. Like I did a couple of like first levels or like got like a third of the way or halfway. There's even games that I've got 90% into that I just flat out gave up on. I was just like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Mike does that all the time as well. Like recently he got to the end of Elden Ring and just stopped. He's like, I've had enough. I'm done. And I'm like, dude, you're at the last boss. You're at the last boss. Just finish it. And he's like, dude, I don't care. I'm done. I was like, all right, that's fine. But yeah, there's always plenty to play. Whether you got a controller, keyboard, and mouse or whatnot. If there's nothing to play, I feel like that's more of a personal problem than reality.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly.
All right, so now we're jumping to the last couple of questions, just to kind of give you a heads up. But what would be like maybe a dream come true for RYEUA in gaming? And I don't want this to be like personal, like content creating and stuff like that. I want you just to say in gaming. What would you like to see?
Well, personally, for me with gaming, I would like to further my skill in Valorant. I think that would be really cool if I could get up to plat or even maybe like diamond. Right now I'm gold, which is the 4th rank in Valorant. The 4th out of like 8 or 9. I don't want to count on my fingers. I feel like it'll take too long. But that would be kind of like a dream for me because right now it feels a little bit unattainable. but just in general, I also think that games like even like one of my favorite games of all time is the Sims franchise in general, and I think that it could be better if EA has had Sims for a while now, but I think that a lot of it is kind of like it's just like a money grab. A lot of it is like they just like make so many things for you to spend your money on, because like for example, even in like, so we're on the Sims 4 right now, but even in the Sims 3 there was like a supernatural pack where you could be a werewolf and a fairy and a vampire and a mermaid. And then in the Sims 4 it's like, oh, if you want to be all those things you have to buy the vampires pack, the witch pack, we just got a werewolf pack, like you have to buy them all separately. So I wish that games would become less money grabby a lot of the time. I mean, like with the new uprise of free to play games, like they're getting like they're good because of the fact that they're free to play, so you don't have to spend any money on them. Because I think that a lot of people are going more towards games like that rather than games like The Sims, where it's like, oh, you can buy the game for a lot of the time. The Sims is like $1 or like $5 now. Like you can buy the whole game. But it's like you can buy the base game and then you also have to buy like 1,000 other packs. Like I think I've spent like close to like $300 to $400 on the Sims packs just to be able to like expand the game, like, like more, like to actually like be able to play it rather than like I can, go to school, like, I mean, like, yeah, it's just the base game of The Sims is good, but it could be better. I wish there were more games that were like free to play, rather than you can buy the game, but you can also buy this expansion pack or this like thing to make it better,
I see what you're saying. So you're saying if you're going to have all these extra things to buy, you might as well be free to play from the jump, right?
Yes.
Or else just make the game one damn purchase.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking up what you're dribbling right now. I got you.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of wondering, as a PC gamer, have you ever thought of getting into like VR gaming or anything like that?
I think if I had the money to have a VR headset, I would love to do all that. I mean, the Oculus is it's a hefty price. It's like I was just saying, it's like you can buy the Oculus, but then you also have to buy the $80 game that comes with the Oculus, and it's just like stacking on money, because it's like, what's the point of buying the Oculus if you're not going to buy games to play on it? But I would love to do like some VR content. I think VR content is super funny and it always looks really cool. So I could definitely see myself doing that in the future. Once, you know, I get my bread up, I can buy myself a VR headset. But yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, one of my boys in the chat said that YouTube has been on one lately because it's having a hard time like streaming or something like that right now, which the full episode will be out once we're done with this. It should be all smoothed out and everything like that. What's ironic is he had a show yesterday and I think they had to cut it short because YouTube was just going freaking insane. Like every 10 seconds, like it just paused and stuff like that. So that's not very helpful, YouTube, since half of, you know, your audience is doing streaming and stuff like that. So that ain't good. Y'all need to get that fixed up and whatnot. Or maybe it's just this damn restream thing that I'm trying out that's actually getting on my nerves. So I might have to switch back to what I was doing before. But we're getting towards the end. This is like the last couple questions I got here. And one of the questions is me asking you if you have any questions for me whatsoever.
No. I always hate that question because it's like, do you have any questions for me? And I'm like,
right.
No.
Yeah, I know. It's like that. Yeah. It's like the end of the job interview when somebody tells you, "No, do you have any questions about this position?" And you're just like, "Oh, fuck."
I don't know. Do I need
like,
to?
I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah.
No worries. So we'll just go on past that one. And I'm just going to ask you quickly, or take your time if you wish, but I need you, before we get out of here, to describe gaming in just 3 words.
I'd say it's an escape. So escape. It's community and fun. Those were my words.
I ain't gonna lie, that was corny.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a good last one.
All right, so escape, community, and fun. Well, on that note, let's go on ahead and get out of here. Go on ahead and let everybody know where they can find you while we're on air. Just go on ahead.
I stream on Twitch, everything, all my social medias, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I even have a Facebook that I don't use, but all of it is RYEUA, and if it's not RYEUA, then it's RYEUA TTV, because some places I can't have the username RYEUA. So it's either just RYEUA or it's RYEUA TTV, which is RYEUA TTV.
All right. Well, I thank you, RYEUA, for taking the time out to come on Behind Them Sticks with your boy Ham Solo. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. I know you guys watching, this was kind of a shorter episode than we usually do, but I tried to do my best to accommodate people's time and whatnot when they say, hey, I gotta make this, you know, only an hour and a half, 2 hours max or something like that. So I appreciate you for coming on, and I appreciate those of you that are out there watching throughout this rough stream that is YouTube right now. I appreciate everybody for being here. Remember to hit that like button if you enjoy this kind of stuff, and best believe it will get smoother, especially I believe next episode it should be all the way smoothed out. I'm going to go right back to what I was doing, the way I was doing it before. But if you enjoy this kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back as well tomorrow with, you know, bull sitting with me, Loke, Cozy Beluga, and whoever the hell Loke invited to the show. I never usually know until day of. But yeah, make sure you guys do that. Also, make sure you guys hit the description below in case you missed what she said about like what places she's at, her content and whatnot. It's all in the description below. And if you want to help me grow, not only can you hit the subscribe button and, you know, the bell and all that stuff, but I also have a Cash App at the bottom of the page that you can donate to if you feel that you want to. I don't really like saying all that, but my buddy K Megan told me, yo, bro, you need to advertise yourself. You need to throw it out there. You need to let people know that, yo, they can support you in many different ways if they choose. So that's it, you guys. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Be safe. And as I always say, keep it gaming or keep it moving. Peace out. Welcome to the Behind Them Sticks podcast, brought to you by TSWS Gaming.
Come and talk to me, Lennard Ray. That's your name. Come and talk to me.
I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby. Listen, I'm just saying we can rule the world, just me and you, if you could play it. Won't you take a chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Look, see we vibing and you know it's true. Baby, what it do? Do for me and I'ma do for you. No doubt about it, boo. See, I'm a Midwest king, looking for myself a queen. Ready to chase a dream with a dope self-esteem. You find it in all I know, and that's for real. You get to shaking that ass on the floor, and I see what's real. No disrespect, I just tell it like it is. Do you ever want some kids? What your ultimate goals? Maybe I can help with those. The Mo was broke when he made you a blessing.